Hey YouTubers, I wanted to take a shortcut, so I ordered this generic thread stand from Amazon. There it is. And I thought that because it had almost 4.5 stars, let me see if I can show that to you. Right there. 4.5 stars. I thought, well, let me give it a try. Well, this is the way it came in the box. You see, spool thread. And that's the box it came in. And this is how it looks. Let me see if I can zoom out. Yeah, this is how it looks. These are the parts that came with it. Yeah. See? That's the parts that came with it. But it doesn't match, let's see, the rubber stopper here, 8. Or what they call the thread holding rubber, and then I didn't get the screws, so it may not use the screws. Everything else I pretty much received that was on this paper. So I looked at the directions, the pictures for the where they inserting the thread, the screws.
The diode.
You know what I'm thinking, you guys? I'm thinking that I'm supposed to take this bottom screw off
bad boys
and put it into the spool stand. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'll call you back. Thanks.
Oops, sorry.
Okay, I'm back. And as you can see, I unscrewed the screw out of there, and I screwed the top part in there. I probably should have waited, but anyway, this is the screw in my hand. So here is the part right there, and I'm gonna put that screw in there, and then I'll come back. So this is how the screw fits in. And I'm going to tighten it and screw it in, and I'll come back. So, YouTubers, this is where I'm at now. So I put the scope into there and tightened it with the screw from underneath and put the stand on. And then I make sure that the the thread holder for the spools, I put those on, and then this thing right here, I put that in this extra hose, and the spool's indentation. You see the spool indentation? I started counting, and that was the extra hole because it didn't have any indentation, if you see. Okay, and I put it facing, and I hope that's correct. I might have to change it, so if anyone can correct me on that, please do. And then when I look at the picture, the hole is facing. It says the thread guides is towards the front, so I did put it towards the front and go from there. Yeah. The hook might change, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll work it. Now it says put the spools, tell you reading directions. The spool pin. I'm sorry, they said put that in. So I'm going to put the spool pins in. And I'm sure they can only go through one way. Okay. They just slide in there. So let me do that and come back, because I know y'all don't want to see me put all this in. And I'll come back. Okay, the next step that I'm going to do is put these, what is that, Spool Support? Let's see. What's that called? Base? No. Yeah, Spool Support. I'm going to put these things right here on each of the spool pins. And then that way my spools can be supported no matter what I use, whether it's short or long. And also I'm going to put the spool caps. I'm going to go ahead and put the small ones on. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but they said go ahead and put it on there. And I use the thread with the small opening at the top anyway. I don't really use a spool per se. So I'm going to put that on and then I'll come back. Okay, so these are the Spool Support. And so when I slide those on, make sure you push it all the way down to the base. And that's about it. Okay, so there that is. Okay, so what did I learn? So I learned it was operator error. The screw was actually on, at the bottom of the stand that you use, and you had to go into the square and put it in there. I really read those instructions slowly, and I did look at pictures, and you notice I took the black stand, the black spool support off, and the only reason why is because I like it sitting here. The spool doesn't move and the thread just unwinds, and it makes it nice. This red thread used to snap, just snap, 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 but it didn't. And if you probably can't see it, but I have two threads here, the gray and the red, and they don't intertwine. This black post, or this rubber, really holds the end of the thread really well. And I found that these things was called thread lubrication sponges. And well, they hold the sponge to lubricate the thread, and I don't know why you lubricate thread. Maybe someone can make a comment on that. And this thing here, let me show it if I can. I'm not good at this. Is a spool holder. It holds the spool, like the thread on your the little spools that you would get, and you would attach it up here like so, and push it down. You see that, how that goes? And I don't know, you might thread it to that hole. Actually, I don't think you can. So I don't know what that hole's for. But anyway, that's the way that is. That's a spool holder. And so is me. Oh, by the way, the numbers on this doesn't match up with the numbers. Like this is 10 and this is 1 down here. I don't know. I don't know what happened. One's over here. You know, I don't know. I tried to flip it and it's the same way on the other side. So I don't know, but I have it just setting behind my machine. And I did take the lid off, and it did pretty good. Let me take this off. Let me show you. And I was just messing around with it. And that's the thing I was messing around to see how it would do. And the gray did well. The red, I got to work on it. I think that's the design I picked, really. But it did pretty good. It's not bad, not bad. I'm not complaining. I think once I play around with it some more, I'll be good to go. You know, match the right stabilizer. It did well. You know, the biggest thing is this thread guide. It has to be towards the front because I think it replaces the number 1 guide here on your machine, because you really sort of just coming over and looping it around like you regularly stitch it, and it helps keep the thread straight to me using the guide. But that's it. So it was operator error putting the things together. But so YouTubers and Google Plus people, thank you so much for helping me through this. I love my thread stand. It's great. It makes color change easy, and my thread doesn't snap. I don't have the problems with the thread feeding through. And I'm just glad I made the purchase. I'm glad that the Google Plus group, they told me about it, and I would make the purchase again. So I think that if ones get it, you'll be happy with it. Happy embroidering, and I see you later. Bye.